Alright, so a couple months ago, I did the review of the Genshin Battlefield figures, as well as the Capsule figures. So both was the set 1. So set 1 is Mondstadt, and then set 2 actually is coming out as well as is already out for the Capsule figures, which I'm going to show you today. So the Battlefield figures are actually coming out in September. So these are the ones that are coming out in September, and I think you can still pre-order them on a lot of websites. So they did go up in price as opposed to before. You could probably grab the whole set for like 70, 80 or something like that, or 60. But it's roughly coming out to, like, after shipping and all that stuff, to roughly around 100 right now. So each figure will come out to around like 15 to $20 each, which is very, very typical for blind boxes, to be honest. If you were to pick up a specific figure, like if you really wanted like Zhongli or Ganyu or something like that, right? People might end up selling them individually for 30 to 40. So I would say, to be honest, if you like Genshin, just get the whole set. So pre-order them now before the prices go a lot higher. You could probably find them like on eBay or individual websites. So I just want to let you guys know. And this comes out roughly around in September. Alright, so as I unbox this, one thing I want to point out is if you had the choice between choosing between these Capsule figures or the Battlefield figures, I would honestly choose the Battlefield figures because those are a lot bigger, as well as those come with like just a higher quality stand. But of course that also takes up more display space, as well as those are more expensive, right? Whereas these are just like the gachapon figures you get from the vending machine, so of course the quality isn't as high. I mean, they're still officially licensed figures, so it depends on what style kind of suits you, right? I guess take a look at the Battlefield figure video, as well as I guess in September when I get the bigger ones, I'll kind of show you guys as well too. One thing to note down though is that the Battlefield figure, all these figures, like the character choices are the same, minus you actually get Child in this one. Whereas in the Battlefield figure, the bigger one, you get Xingqiu instead. So you won't get Child if you get the Battlefield one, but you will get Child if you get the Capsule figure one. Alright, so I put them all together. I'm not going to waste your guys' time of me putting them together and unboxing all of it. So what's my opinion of it, right? So overall, let's just look at them individually. So this is the Kaching, if I get it to focus. I mean, it's definitely not as detailed as the other figures, right? Let's get it to focus here, actually. Alright. So it's definitely not as detailed, I would say, as the Battlefield figures, but overall, I would still say that they're pretty nice for the price point, and they don't take up a lot of room. Like if you want to just put it as like a desktop figure and you want to just have your favorite character, I think this is a really, really good choice, and it's pretty cheap, right? You get the whole set for like $30 for less than a couple dollars for each one if you want to get them individually. Maybe you want to split it with a friend. You guys have like different characters you want. The one gripe I had with the characters, most of them are good except the Zhongli. I know the earring is supposed to be like a feather, but honestly, like it just looks like some white glue jizz thing going on there. So from afar you don't really notice it, but up close it looks really, really weird. But I mean, it still looks fine as a figure. The Zhao, I mean, they're all just like chibi styles, but the Battlefield figures are slightly different, where it has more of this like 8-bit type of look to it. So after I show you guys each of these figures, I'm gonna put them in the display case. I'm gonna take a picture and show you guys what it looks like along with the other figures, so you could kind of do like a comparison if you're doing like a purchase, and I'll just kind of talk about it. But overall, like if in regards to detail and quality, I mean, they're pretty good and they're pretty easy to put together. They felt pretty sturdy. I didn't feel like I was gonna break it. Like it didn't feel like these tiny pieces, like the hair, was gonna like snap off. This is like solid, right? Like the ear thing is not solid. Her hair, like you could kind of like push it a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna break off. But they're pretty cute and they're pretty detailed, despite like you won't probably ever see the backside of them, right? But they're still pretty detailed. I would definitely recommend them. As for the fact that you could probably, I saw on eBay recently, they were still going for like less than around $30 with shipping for the whole set. Volume 3 is coming out. I didn't recognize some of the characters in Volume 3. I think I saw Mona or something like that. But after getting these two sets, I'm not really sure I have enough shelf space or I have a desire for the next set. I mean, I'm just saying it now. But if I guess like if the third set has Inazuma and has like Raiden Shogun or something, maybe I'll end up getting it. Alright, so I got all these guys into my display case, and I guess one thing I just want to point out is if you have like a DTOF or if you don't really have a lot of shelf space, one thing you do want to realize is if you get both sets of this, it takes up a lot of room to just display them all in one row. As opposed to, I guess, like if you're just getting one or two of them to put on your desk as like a, like a figure or just to as like a decoration, then I think that's fine. But you just have to be aware, like if you have like a huge row of them, it actually eats up a lot of room, as you see like in this picture here. And then overall, I would say like in an actual display case, they look pretty nice, and I would say they don't take up that much room. So if you're looking just to conserve space, you like Genshin, you just want it as part of your collection, maybe these are the figures that you want to go for, as opposed to the Battlefield figures where you're only able to fit like one series of them in one row because they are significantly bigger. So, but overall, I would say like for 20 something to $30 and getting some of these for like $2-3 each if you're just buying them individually, this is definitely worth it. And these seem a lot more available. But once again, like the first set, I haven't actually looked on Amazon, but I would assume there are some fakes out there as well too. So just be a little bit aware about it. If you look at them and they look kind of funny and they don't look like this, they don't look as detailed, they just look kind of off. Just be very, very, very careful when you're buying these, especially the fact that it's not that expensive to begin with. It's a shame that if you're gonna end up buying like a fake one for roughly around the same price. But that's pretty much it. I hope this helped you and making like an informed decision on whether or not you should get these figures. Thank you and have a great day.